I mean,
Okay, I'll put myself on mute and I'll just be in the background.
okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey,
Welcome. Hi, Terry.
good to see you. Hello.
You too. Hi, Vicky.
Hey, Michelle.
How are you?
Good, you?
I'm doing well. Let me see if we're gonna have a few more. I see a note taker here, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna invite her. So this is gonna kind of be informal session, but I wanted to get feedback on the session at scaling because it was the first time I presented it and really to see where I can support the accounting community. So that's really what my goal is for today. So I don't know. I see someone else. Is there a note taker? I don't know. You guys are here, so let's get started. So if you could tell me a little bit about you and like your business and maybe some takeaways you had from this scaling session, that would be great to get us started. And then, I don't know if you've ever been on a meeting with me, I'm just pretty cash and free flowing. So
Sounds awesome. Well, I'll start then. I'm Terry. Nice to meet you. Up close and personal there with you at Scaling New Heights. And I just loved your presentation. I was actually hoping to get a copy of some of the items that you were reviewing for hiring and finding the right people for my business. Just a little background on me. I am from Gainesville, Florida, so about an hour and a half north of where our conference was held in Orlando. I have a bookkeeping business called Abacus Gal. We've been in business for 5 years, and I joined Woodard because I am so overwhelmed. I've got so many clients all over the place and no congruency in my business, and it's just a red hot mess. And it's great because there's money coming in, but not the right amount, and not the right clients. So I'm excited that I met you, and I'm excited that there are some ways from your presentation that I can bring back here to the office and implement to make the functioning internally better. So thank you for your shares. They were amazing.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. How many are on your team?
I have myself and one bookkeeper,
Okay.
and I'm looking to grow that out to more bookkeepers. I have 30 clients between the two of us, all over the place in what they do. And I need an admin and to help with the minimal stuff, and then I need another bookkeeper just to assist with doing more of the work, so it's not me. I feel like I work from 5 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, and it's really not fun for me. And I'm going on vacation actually on Thursday for 10 days, and I have no idea what that's going to look like because Scaling New Heights was just a disaster. So
Was it?
it was great, right? But I was tired because I would go back to my room and then I would
And
work until all hours of the night and then come back and start again. So I don't want that life anymore. It's been 5 years of that, and it's time for a change.
I get that. Okay. Well,
That's me. So thank you.
okay. Yeah, those were some great shares, and I can comment on a lot of those. So Vicky, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, I feel like it's gonna be redundant, Michelle. We know each other.
I know, but Terry
Terry
doesn't know.
doesn't.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna echo a lot of what Terry said. Okay, so I'm a CPA. I do tax and bookkeeping. I'm in the southeast corner of New Mexico. Most of my clients are local. It's just me and a part-time bookkeeper. I need to get an admin. I've got a lot of my procedures down. I still have to work on some. But Michelle, you don't know how much I enjoyed your presentation. It was
Really?
great. My key takeaway was your comment was, do you want control or do you want freedom?
Absolutely. You gotta make a decision. Yes.
So I'm leaning towards the freedom piece, but I'm trying
Right.
to work there.
Yeah. Control or freedom? You gotta ask yourself that question. Because otherwise we keep holding on to the things the way they are, right?
So just so you know, I've got one bookkeeping client that she does her own bookkeeping and we just reconcile and review her financials and stuff. And so she emails questions all the time. She was eager to learn, but she's like something. And so she emailed a question and I answered it. And then she emailed another question and I started to answer and I went, no.
Right.
So I forwarded the email to my bookkeeper and I said, see if you can figure out the answer to this question, email me back, and then I'll let you know if you're right or not. And so she goes to the question and she looks at it and she goes back and she goes, okay, what am I missing? This is too simple. All we need to do is take the check out of the deposit, right? And I went, it is that simple.
Yes.
But I was like, going, okay, so it took way longer than me just answering the question, but I taught her something.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You gotta transfer your knowledge to your team members so those emails don't even come to your desk.
And so just so you know, the bookkeeper is my sister. So, you know,
There's a dynamic there.
There's a dynamic there too.
Yeah. Okay. Get it. Got it. Yes.
But,
Okay. Well, thank you, Vicky, for your share. I appreciate it. Both of you sound like you are in positions that I was in probably in 2018. Yeah. And just to share a bit about me, Mitchell Consulting. I started Mitchell Consulting in 2010, and it was just me by myself up until 2018. And in 2018, because I had been trying to balance my life because of my health issue, I never wanted to take on more clients than I could personally serve and still have space just in case I had a bad day, right? But up until 2018, I would say it was probably 2015. I was going to clients' offices, like, because I didn't know any better, right? And I was introduced to Zoom. And I'm like, I can cut my travel time. So I started there. Like, okay, we're going 100% virtual because the software we use is virtual, right? So all of the clients I was seeing in person, I stopped seeing them in person. And it was like pulling teeth. It really was. So at that time, I did have to trim my client. So I cut my client list probably in half at that time, but it would give me a better life balance, you know? So I was able to do that. And then I hired my first, I tried to hire before and I failed. I tried to hire and I tried to delegate. It was a horrible mess. It just didn't work for me. But I tried one more time. I didn't give up, but it was like 2 years in between. I tried. So I tried again and I hired someone straight out of college. I knew he didn't have any bad habits, but he knew accounting because I graduated from the same school, right? He knew accounting. So we started there. He could only do 5 hours a week. And we did that with him for probably 2 years. And I taught him how I worked. In the meantime, I was teaching clients how I wanted to work differently. So it was a matter of educating clients, educating the team, till I got to the point in 2020 where I was really handing off work. I still was doing a lot of the bookkeeping myself in 2020, but after I was hospitalized, it was like boom, a wake up call. Like business stopped. And I had to do something even more differently than I was doing it before. So it was a big wake up call, and it was on the fringe of the pandemic. And we know how that was, right, for accountants. But I was able to maintain my boundaries with that, where everybody needed accountants. But I was able to maintain my boundaries with that. So then fast forward, like I found, like I was searching for something. Who can help me do this? This can't be the way that all accountants like work. Like can't be. There's got to be some freedom somewhere. So I was searching and I ran across Clockwork, the book. And I read the book probably like in 2 days. And then, because I got the book and then I got the resources, I started getting all these emails, right? And there was there was like a boot camp, and I joined the boot camp. That was in the fall of 2020. And they were talking about this concept of a 4-week vacation. And I'm like, who ever heard of that? Like an unplugged 4-week vacation. But that really intrigued me because I knew I needed to get my business to the place where it really could run without me, because I never knew at any given time when I was going to be taken out of the game because of my medical condition. So I started utilizing Run Like Clockwork, and I joined the program, and phenomenal. It was a game changer. And the tools I talked about at scaling come from Clockwork and my own experience with those tools. But one of the things that really came to fruition with me is I had this opportunity to present at scaling, and I thought I would just talk about my journey. I had no idea that I would be able to actually utilize the Clockwork framework with clients because it wasn't a thing, but I can only speak from my experience. And then in the spring of this year, I had the opportunity to join Clockwork as a certified partner. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is perfect for my scaling presentation. But I had no idea how that will work. So, and I think I said this at scaling, like the week of scaling, I finished my certification for Clockwork certified partners. So now not only can I teach it, I can give it to, I can give the frameworks away because of my partnership with Clockwork. So, so all the things I talked about at scaling, the job description, the user manual, the time tracking, all of those, I can give to people now because I'm part of Clockwork. So I'm really excited about it because I know accountants, we are notorious for working 30 hours a day, and there's only 24, right? And I just feel like I can bring that breadth of experience to the community and change how we are living, because we shouldn't have to live this way. We just should not. So that's why I wanted to do the follow-up today, because I know these are issues. But what I'm trying to figure out is where where it fits in with actual accountants and how this could actually work for you to change your life and not work 30 hours a day. So that's the place where I want to get to, is to help you guys not work 30 hours a day, because that is it's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. So so this is like open forum. You can ask me questions about the presentation. You can ask me questions about the clockwork system, because I have lived and breathed the system for the last 4 years, and my team can vouch for that. We have Lauren on the call, but she's there listening, but she's living her best life with Mitchell Consulting because she has the freedom to do that too. But she's on the call, and I welcome that, because not only is having freedom for me, I want the team to be able to have freedom to do their life as well. And they can balance. As long as we're meeting our clients' deliverables and needs, I think we can do that. And I don't dictate when they can work. And people at the conference were kind of like, what? Like, did you guys have that like reaction when I said that? No? Yeah, because I'm like, if I can have balance, they can have balance.
Yeah,
right?
that's how I have my bookkeeper do his day, is
Yeah.
whenever he gets to it, as long as it's marked off each week what we have to do each week for each client. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and even the CPA that I'm a bookkeeper, but I have CPAs that outsource to me, as
Mhm.
long as we complete what the CPAs give us, to do on the bookkeeping side. I don't care when someone wants to work. If they want to work at 3 a.m. because they can't sleep, they can knock it out. I don't care.
Exactly.
But I just don't want to do it at 3 a.m.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
want, like, I usually have typical work hours, but my team, if they want to work at Lauren is notorious for working at 1 o'clock in the morning. But if that's when she has her energy, that's when she should work, right? And as long as it's not impacting clients, then I don't really care when you work, as long as we're getting our objectives done, right? So we have to decide, do we want control or do we want freedom? We have to make that decision. And that's one of the pieces. And my team actually loves that I don't control that for them. And I don't really care, as long as they're getting the work done, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I know my sister, she's raising 3 of her grandkids. So when they're in school, she comes into the office, but
Mhm.
she's been working with them summer and they're just a handful. And so she usually doesn't hop on until after they go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And if that works for them, that's fine.
or not, unless we have payroll to run, then she gets one earlier in the day. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when you have those things, they take a priority, and the team knows, like, getting someone's payroll out is a priority, because we don't want those calls, right? That payroll didn't go out. Like right now, my lead accountant, he's getting married and he's going on a 2-week honeymoon. And I'm so excited for him, and he's not gonna have to worry about his work, because we have systems in place for other people to step in and do the work while he's gone. And we have detailed instructions on how it's done, and nothing will fall through the cracks. So we are actually going to have his vacation planning session next week, to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, and the team knows what to do before he leaves. Yeah. So we started doing that when I started taking my intervals of vacation through the Clockwork program. So yeah, so it's not just for you, it's also for your team. Even if your team is small, because you know, we had a small team in the beginning too. Now we have, I do have a slide. Now we have 4 people on the team, 3 are accountants, and we have a marketing person who's part-time on the team. But we're able to distribute the work and keep everyone accountable to what needs to get done. Let's see, any other questions about any of that? I do have some comments about Terry and having so many different types of clients.
No, I know that that's bad. I started in the bereavement industry and I loved being there, and it was a favorite place for me to play because that's where it all began for me. But then on BNI, because I moved and I didn't know anybody where I lived, and I was trying to get my name out in my new development and grow my business because, you know, I didn't have any, you know, just a couple bereavement clients and a CPA that I took work from. So now I'm at a point where I'm going, where do I really want to play?
Yeah.
And what am I enjoying playing in so that I can pick the right clients for our business. And what I'm finding in BNI, while it's an amazing organization, they're broke, or they're small potatoes, right? And that's not really where I want to play. And I don't want, you know, 20 tiny clients. I'd rather have 10 that, you know, keep us engaged and booked, you know, working, where I can assign people to the proper client and be able to make a living without having as many clients. So,
Yes.
but I just can't throw them away right now because I need them to, you know, sustain what we
Yes.
have, you know, so got to bring on quality
Mm-hmm.
and before I can get rid of the quantity.
Yeah.
So I understand that I created a situation and
Yeah.
now I have to uncreate it. It's just
Yeah.
not that easy.
Yes, you're correct.
So,
So this sign above me right here,
Mhm.
this was my inspiration. Do what you love. I found this in 2018, and it's been on my wall since 2018. To do what you love. So every day I'm thinking about, what do I love? What do I love about these clients? Because I only want to work with the clients that I love, and I only want to do the things that I love to do. And now, like, my role, excuse me, is shifting because I'm doing more teaching and speaking. Sorry, I had a cold after scaling and I'm still coughing. This ridiculous. Sorry. So this was a model for me every day to think about what I love to do and who I wanted to work with. And that goes for team members as well. And it has made the biggest difference to me, because when I was deciding who to get rid of, I needed to ask myself, do I cringe when they reach out to me? And if I did, they gotta go. Right? They gotta go because my sanity was more important than the revenue I was bringing in from them. And it was probably too low, you know? So I always try to measure that. You know, if I cringe, it's time to let them go. If I just like, let them go. I can get another better client pretty quickly after I let them go, you know. So what I found was it makes space for the good ones to come. You gotta purge in order to make space for the good ones to come.
Yeah, I had 2 that I kept one, and it every time it was cringe, and we couldn't get the work done because and I finally let them go. And
Mhm.
capacity opened up, and I'll tell you what, it's like night and day between, it's like what they were causing us the headaches of both of
Right.
us. and
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It makes a big difference. And when I have an email that goes out that called the day I burned it all down. And the day I burned it all down was when I let go of all those clients that I had a little every time they reached out to me. And I just let them go. Yeah, I took a financial hit, but it made space for the right ones to come in. And, and it didn't take that long for that to happen. So I would just say, Terry, start evaluating like who is on your roster. And if you have any kind of cringe moment when they reach out to you, that's an indicator. And it's okay. It's okay. You can just rehome them. Yeah. Because there's somebody out there that's perfect for them, but they're not for you. And it's okay to let them go. So through that process, I learned all of that. And learning how to let them go, because I didn't know, and then how to get the good ones. Where do you find the good ones? Because B&I, even though it's good, like you said, Terry, they're low level types of clients, and those aren't the ones you want to be spending your efforts on. We're still learning that here at Mitchell Consulting, because we have a heart for the newbies and we want to help them, but we can't always help them because they just don't know enough yet. And it is our job to teach them, but sometimes they still just, they're not ready for what we can deliver to them. Yeah. So that's valuing your own what you do. Like, yeah. So anything else like at the top of your mind you want to discuss?
It comes to mind, I had a client that I hadn't worked with in 6 or 7 years, did some cleanup work. She emailed me the other day, she's under a DOL audit. Wanted me to help her. So I looked at it. So I can't until I see the letter. And the whole time I can hear Joe in the back, set your price, double it.
Yeah.
Then double it.
Yeah.
And I said before I doubled it, and she accepted it. And I went, damn, it was too low.
Too low. Exactly. Right? It's too low. Because the pain that she's in, like she's under audit. That's a lot of pain that you're going to have to solve for her. And it's going to take a lot of effort on your part to solve it.
But she did pay up front.
That's awesome. But if she ever gets out of scope, send her a new invoice. Yeah. Send her a new invoice, because the value that you're bringing to her, like peace of mind and less stress, like we underestimate the value in that. Yeah, we underestimate, especially as accountants, we definitely underestimate our value all the time. So I want to know, have you guys read the Clockwork book? No? Okay. No worries about that. I did want to share with you, and I am, like I said, I'm new to delivering Clockwork, but I know the system in and out. I went through the certification process in 3 months, and most people take 6, because I've been living and breathing Clockwork for the last 4 years. So I know what it can do. So I just want to share with you a little bit about how I can help you. We talked about this. This is me. You know, I've been in accounting since 2010. No, sorry. I've had my own business since 2010. My background is in accounting and finance in corporate. I am an overachiever. I have 2 master's degrees and things like that. So that's neither here nor there. But this is my accounting team right here. We have Evan. He is our accounting supervisor, lead, or whatever you want to call him. Lauren is our business advisor, and Eric is our bookkeeper. At this particular time, I do no accounting work. About a year ago, I think, about a year ago, I told Evan, I don't ever want to open QuickBooks again if I don't need to. He was like, no worries, I got you. And I never have to, because he has taken his position and he owns it. He owns the work that he does, and he's accountable to that work. And I have not had to open QuickBooks unless I wanted to. And I love that. But for you guys, it may be something, you may love being in QuickBooks. You may love being able, you know, to reconcile accounts and stuff. I really don't. I really don't. So the team does it for me, and I don't have to. And our clients and even new prospects, they don't even care that I do. They really don't. Once you have identified who your ideal client is, they don't care. Yeah. And you can have the same thing. So this team runs our accounting practice, and I don't have to do it, which makes me really happy. So then recently, like I said, I got certified in the Clockwork system. And really, it has helped me create a business that runs itself. And it is why I can boldly step away. So, and the team can boldly step away from their work as well, because the same systems that work for me work for the team. And it's freeing me up to do the things that I really love and want to do. And that's what I love about the program itself. So do you remember in my presentation, I had the cycle of delegation and the cycle of courageous delegation, where you assess your needs? Because a lot of times when we're in the thick of it, like we don't even know what we need. Like we can't even assess it. So taking the time to assess where you are and then identifying the gaps of where you are to where you want to be, you know, is huge. And I actually needed help doing this because I was doing so many things in the business that I couldn't focus on one thing. Like I just couldn't. But I had like the team that run like Clockwork help me identify where my gaps were. And then I was able to define what my processes were going to be for the things that I wanted to get off of my plate. And like I said, I didn't want, even though I have an accounting firm, I didn't want to do the accounting work. So that was like the number one thing I wanted to get off of my plate. So I had to define what those processes were, because for the most part, they were all in my head. And I kind of stumbled upon a way to start defining my processes when I was training Evan, is that I would record on Zoom what I was doing. I would just record my work day in different snippets, and that's how I trained him on each client. And it was up to him to watch the recording and duplicate what I did. I did create some checklists and things like that for him when we initially started. But then as we got that system kind of together, how do I expand the team? How do I find the right person? And I know a lot of accountants who know me, they tell me that I've hired unicorns, but I promise you, I have not. I have developed unicorns. They didn't come to me as a unicorn. They came to me as an accountant, like typical accountants. But the way I was able to attract them into the business and the way I communicated to them and the way I cared about them developed them, which now they're labeled unicorns because they're pretty amazing people. But then I had to learn how to communicate to them, right? Communicate through, and the Clockwork program taught me how to create those feedback loops. So at each stage of their development, how I could get feedback from them and how to communicate with them so that not only are they getting the job done, they're growing as a professional and as a leader in whatever it is that they're doing. Because what we want to do is develop leaders within our organizations. And then identifying what we can track so we could know that we are actually getting the results that we desired. So this is the feedback loop. Every time we have a new process, a new system, we are always going back to assess the need. If something comes up within the organization, like we need a new team member or whatever, we're always going back to the assess part. And that's what the Clockwork system helped. The tools that are used in the Clockwork system helps with this whole process. And I want to share that system with you. So the Clockwork system itself it's actually more than $8,000 when they were delivering it. But this is where I'm going to start. And it's the whole Clockwork system itself. Is biweekly accountability calls, one-on-one accountability with your team, because a lot of times, like the owners, we're in the way of the team members. So this just helps us streamline the team accountability to the actual system itself. Personal reviews and feedback, quarterly planning sessions, and feedback on bottlenecks. This is where I had to have the most help, is identifying what the bottlenecks were and how we solved the bottlenecks. That's where I needed the most help, which is why I stayed in the program so long. But our goal here is to support you to having your first 1 week unplugged vacation. And as you go, you can build into having that 4-week vacation, because it's a process and it takes time. It actually took me 20 months to get to a 4-week unplugged vacation, but I had a 1-week trial, then I did a 2-week, and then I did a 3-week. I think I did a couple 2-week trials in that 20 months leading up to my 4-week unplugged vacation, where I literally did not check in with the business at all. So that's where we want to get to. And then additional support is available. With the Scaling New Heights, because I presented and you showed up here, this is my offer to you, is to take $2,000 off of that price, not because I don't know what I'm doing, but because I'm newly delivering this to someone else. I know I can get you the results because I got the results. So that's the first offer. And you're probably wondering, like, kind of what's in the Clockwork system itself. It is an online digital system. You will spend probably 30 minutes per module going through like training sessions. But then you have me for support. I've been through it. I've gone through it. I've implemented all of this in my business, and I will help you implement it in yours. So the first module is about your vision. What do you want as part of your business? And then getting your goals in alignment with your business. That's the first part. And then make the most of your time. Where is your time going now? That when you look back on yesterday, like you don't even know where your time went. Like, what did I work on yesterday? I know I had those days many, many times. In the clockwork system, there's something called the QBR, which is the queen bee role. And it is the thing that's your unique value proposition. It's the thing you do that sets you apart from all other accountants doing the same type of work. And how do we protect that QBR? Through identifying what our primary roles are, even when you have a small team of 1 or 2. Getting things off your plate, that means finding what to delegate and then setting up the process in order to delegate it to someone else. Capturing the systems in a simple way, and I kind of stumbled upon how to capture systems with just recording things on Zoom and giving them to Evan, but capturing the systems that is going to take for you to delegate the thing off your plate. And then one of the more advanced things is rebalancing your team, because a lot of times we hire team members and they're at one level, and after they stay with you for a while, they kind of get bored. And the one thing you don't want them to do is leave you because you've taught them so much, right? So how do we rebalance the team and pull out the strengths of the team member and plug them into the needs of the business? Clockwork really helped me be able to do that. And that's the piece where you're going to see sustainable growth for your business. And then mastering your metrics and the things you track, that's what grows. Like when you focus on the thing that you're tracking, that's what grows in your business. And then to break through the bottlenecks, because bottlenecks will come up and we need to quickly identify them and put a plan in place so that we can sustain growth. So that's the full clockwork system itself. And there's a lot to it, and I know it might be overwhelming. It was overwhelming to me too, but I took it in bite-sized steps and I was able to get through it. Or you can, like, let's just get a quick win here. Oh, I guess I didn't say the clockwork program, it is 4 months to get through the whole system, and then we're working on really implementing everything into your business after the 4 months. But the quick win is a 1-month commitment. I am so sorry about my voice. A 1-month commitment. It will go for $1,200, but because you're here today, I have a $200 discount. And my goal for you for this 4 weeks is, one, to help you identify what's on your plate and how we can get it off. Like, I do go through the clockwork time tracking system and identifying what you're doing, what you're delegating, what you're designing, what you could trim from your plate, what you can just stop doing completely because it's not bringing any value, and what we can transfer to someone else. Even if you don't have that team member in place yet, I will help you identify how you can bring that team member on in the 4-week session. So this will be 4 sessions with me, one-on-one, and we're going to break down your time and come up with a plan on how we can alleviate you working 30 hours a day, because I know we can do that. The person I did this with to get my certification, like, she found 20 hours a week that she could take off of her plate, and she has a team of 4 people, and she was doing all of these tasks that she didn't need to be doing, and she didn't even know until we went through this process of identifying and assessing where she was and creating the plan. So, and we'll create the plan for transferring things off of your plate. So there's a coupon code for that one as well. It's really up to you where you are right now and what works better. Like if you want a quick win, let me just see where I am and what I can get off my plate. Or if you want the whole system, and I will work with you one-on-one through the system to get you to the place where you can take a 1-week unplug vacation by the end of your 4 months with me. That's what I can promise. Long term, it should be 4 weeks. You should be able to take a 4-week unplugged vacation and not hurt your business at all. So that is, those are the 2 programs that I want to offer you guys. Do you have any questions about them? Was I clear? Oh, awesome. Because I didn't know.
How is it paid? You want that if you want that all in one payment?
So the way I have it set up right now, the full clockwork system, it is a pay in full, but you can sign up for, Lauren, please tell me, Clara, is it Clara? And they will do the payment system for you?
I think it's Klarna.
Klarna, yeah, thank you. And the other one is just the $200 off. It's $1,000 for the quick win. Sorry. So either one. If you need something different, let me know. Like I am open. But I know this system has made a difference for me and my team, and I know it will make a difference for you. And accountants need this more than anybody because I know how hard you work. I know how hard you work. And I know having different types of clients on your roster is really holding you back from gaining the actual profit you need in your business. And the pricing piece, like I'm always challenging clients on their pricing, so I will challenge you too on your pricing. Because we tend to underprice, and we can't build a team if we're underpricing. We just don't have enough margin, you know? So then do you have the right client in front of you? That's the other question. Do you have the right client in front of you? And it's probably not, but it's the safe client. It's safe for me to take that thorn in the side client, you know, and they pay me $500 a month when they really should be paying me $1,500 a month. That's the difference I'm making. And that's the difference in whether I can hire a quality team or not. 500 monthly versus 1,500 monthly, multiplied times however many clients you have below that. That's the difference. And I see it all the time for accountants. I'm in a lot of accounting groups, and I just see it all the time. And I really do want to help because you can get out of that. Yeah, you can get out of it. And I'm not a unicorn. I know Vicky's thinking that. No, I'm not. I am not a unicorn. I promise you, I am not. But you know what I do have? I've done the work. I've done the work, and it seems like I'm a unicorn. But what I've actually done is the actual work that it takes to get to this place. Yeah. So if you're willing to do the work, I know I can help you. Let me get my count. I'm sorry, I should have this up here. And those two codes expire tomorrow. Okay. But I do want to get you my calendar link, just in case you want to chat about it first. There you go. I believe I have time. I do have time today, but the calendar might not let you. Let me look at my calendar real quick. It might not let you book today because I put boundaries in place. Like people can't just book right away. But I'm telling you, I do have. Let me look. Let me just confirm. Yes, this afternoon I do have time. If you want time today, I do have time today. After this, looks like I might have 2 o'clock. But after 2 o'clock today, Eastern, I can talk to you. So just let me know. Or tomorrow, you can schedule tomorrow. My goal here and my point in doing the session at Scaling is to let accountants know you don't have to live that way. You don't have to live working 30 hours a day. You can do it differently. But it does take work. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It takes work. But it's been well worth it. It's been so well worth it. I have an amazing team that I have poured my heart and soul into. We have processes and they did most of the processes. I just gave them a direction and, they completed it. And I've been able to do the things that I love to do, which is not doing accounting. It's so sad. But that's what my degree is in. And I'm good at it. Yeah. Any questions, Terry? Okay. So does this sound like something you want to do? Or have the time to do?
Time? No, don't have
I
time.
know you don't right now.
No.
You don't right now. But if we can
No.
open up time, you can have time to do it.
Mhm. Well, definitely something that I need to think about.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Can you post those QR codes again so I can grab a screenshot
Sure.
just in case?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I don't think I- Here you go. The only thing I would say is, time is going to pass by no matter what. And if you are still here 6 months from now, when busy season is starting, like, how are you ever going to get out of it? What I like about the timing of Scaling New Heights and now is that it's in our down season. Like during the summer is the best time to do it. I think I started in the fall, so we were bumping up against, our end of the year stuff. But I had things in place by the end of the year where I didn't feel overwhelmed. Yeah. So this is actually the perfect time to do it if you're gonna do it, and try to carve out that time, because I know it doesn't get better from now. It doesn't get better later in the year.
Mhm.
So I want to be conscious of your time. And Terry, did I share everything with you that you asked me for? I did in LinkedIn, because I don't remember, to be honest.
Just understand the book. I'm driving in Florida, so I
Oh,
have time to
okay.
get that whole book read. But I want to understand like the concept behind what your course is totally about, and so I can know what I'm going to be implementing. It's kind of hard. I know what you said you did, and it's amazing to me what you've been able to accomplish in no time.
Yeah.
And I didn't first. I don't know why I didn't write down the name of the book in your lesson. I wrote down other things that you had said, but I missed the book.
Oh, okay.
Because there was nothing going on during that session, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
but I am very, very excited to learn more and see how this could benefit me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was definite a benefit for me. And I've been giving Clockwork the praise even before I knew I could be a partner with Clockwork, because it made that much of a difference in my life.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. I'll give you back your time. You got 3 minutes. Yes, are you saying bye or?
No, bye. Bye.
Okay. Thank you guys for attending. I appreciate it. And we will follow up with you. Hopefully you'll get on my calendar so we can chat. Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.